It is now cheaper to eat out than buy groceries. Americans reveal it costs them less to get meals from chains like Chipotle and Cava than it does to cook same dishes at home, thanks to soaring costs of supermarket basics. One, I doubt it, right? Unless they try to like imitate the exact dish from like Chipotle and Cava, which they're probably going to screw up anyways. And then also, I think the main benefit to like eating out, if you decide to go that route, would be to save time because it might be just something on the way for your work or back home or whatever. So it just might add like 5 or 10 minutes onto your like daily routine. Whereas if you had to cook all your food, it might take like you like 30 minutes to an hour. So in that context, I could see. So dozens of households struggling with the soaring prices in supermarkets have claimed that it actually costs less to get takeout. Consumers have taken to TikTok, of course, and droves to complain that buying ingredients in store is proving to be extortionate. Sharing their tips on how to pinch the pennies, social media users have been recommending the best curbside restaurants that offer value for money. Others have also offered tips to make your budget go further and revealed that buying kids' meals may in fact be the way to go. Let's see. So the debate has reached fever pitch in recent months after the latest consumer price index report showed that in December, inflation for groceries continued to be higher than for restaurants. Kisira Rogan, known as Kiki, is one of the many Americans to point out just how expensive groceries have become. The TikToker from New York told her followers she had wanted a steak bowl from Chipotle but had been trying to save money. Instead, she tried to recreate her favorite meal at home, but it had actually ended up costing her more than buying the real thing. I really wanted a steak bowl from Chipotle tonight, but I've been trying to save money, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the grocery store and get the ingredients to make the steak bowl at home, she said. So instead of spending $13 on a Chipotle steak bowl, which usually lasts me 2 meals, I bought enough ingredients to make 2 steak bowls at home for $35. And Kiki concluded in the caption, going out to eat is honestly cheaper these days, and dozens of others felt the same about Kiki's revelation. Let's see.
I really wanted a steak bowl from Chipotle tonight, but I've been trying to save money, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the grocery store and get ingredients to make a steak bowl at home. So instead of spending $13 on a Chipotle steak bowl, which usually lasts me 2 meals, I bought enough ingredients to make 2 steak bowls at home for $35. So, money saving hack. I really
Let's see. One user wrote, literally, like it's not even cheaper to make food at home anymore. Another added, is sad because eating at home isn't cheaper than takeout anymore. And a third said, unless you're eating beans and rice, it isn't cheaper to eat at home. But Kiki isn't the only one saving money by dining out. Angela Angela Carini from Philadelphia said that ordering a meal from Kava is cheaper than going to the store. She also took to the video sharing platform with a clip viewed more than 960,000 times as she sat at her kitchen counter with a bowl of food. The savvy saver showed her meal to the camera and said, you cannot tell me that taking out food anymore is more expensive than going to the grocery store. I just went to Cava, got a huge bowl, brown rice, feta cheese, all the dips, tomatoes and cucumbers, the tortilla strips, like everything, even got the little pitas on the side. All this was $14 and I'm getting full, so this is all going to be tomorrow. Eh, I mean, the thing is, like, that's not actually even that much food in like that bowl. Like, obviously she like ate it and whatnot, but like that size of a bowl isn't really that big of a bowl. If you were to buy the ingredients at the grocery store, you can make multiple meals that size, right? And save money. Also, here's another thing too. A good way to save money when you go to the grocery store, don't get brand names. Just get the store's brand. So she concluded, so essentially 2 meals for $14, so $7 a meal. Why am I going to the grocery store anymore? Now, here's the thing. I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong between just wanting to go out and versus like getting groceries. But I feel like if you're going to do one or the other, you should really basically make it where you only do the one or the other. And the reason why I say that is because you don't want to combine it to the point where you're both going out and also getting groceries because that just basically doubles or triples your food cost. But if you simply just basically say, like, okay, I'm only going to eat when I go out to eat every day, right? Versus going to the grocery store every week or weekend, buying all the groceries, right? Because technically speaking, it might be pretty similar in the actual cost on a monthly basis. It might be maybe like $100 difference between like going out or going to the grocery, depending on what you get on either one of them. But you got to like really think about what is more important to you, right? Because to me, the whole going out thing is more so about saving time, where you're not having to basically spend the time actually making your own food, which to me could technically save you money in a sense because you have more time that you could dedicate to making more money, so you have more money in terms of like excess cash flow. But if you were to spend like 30 minutes to an hour every day making your own meals, if you don't like food prep or anything on like a weekend or something, then that's a lot of time that's like eating into your day. So if you were to dedicate that same amount of time to the whatever job you're doing, you're technically losing money. So just something to think about. To me, it's more of a time thing, not so much more of a financial thing. So Angela was also met with a groundswell of opinion in the comments. One wrote, buying the ingredients alone would be expensive. People claim you can buy in bulk, but most produce doesn't last more than a few days. Another commented, yeah, buying all of the ingredients to make the same thing would cost so much more. Like, this is the thing. They're trying to compare it to trying to make the exact same dish. But these restaurants make this exact same dish, like this specific dish, for multiple people, right? So they are able to spread it out. But if you're trying to like get all the ingredients to just try to make your dishes, one, your actual portion size is probably going to be a lot bigger because you don't really know how to actually do it because you probably never actually worked there. So you don't know exactly how they actually make their stuff. So you're going to get the portion size wrong. You're going to get the ingredients wrong. You're going to get, and also by the way, you got to keep in mind too, they're buying in massive amounts of bulk, meaning they're probably getting a massive deal or a massive discount on the actual amount of food that they're buying. Because we're talking probably spending over $10,000 a day in terms of like raw food ingredients in some of these places. Like it's going to be crazy amounts that they're buying. So in one of her clips, which has so far been viewed more than 310,000 times, Ashley revealed the best hack for budget meals was to buy the kids option. She showed off her plate that featured chicken, rice, a side of broccoli cheese casserole, and a drink from Cheddar's that cost $6.49 before tax. Honestly, that's not that bad of a price. Ashley wrote, point of view, a child-free adult is dismantling capitalism by ordering a curbside kids meal 5 days a week because it's cheaper than groceries. $2 more than fast food. The portions are more than enough and the drink comes with it. Now here's another thing too. Like in America, the portion size is just typically way bigger than pretty much anywhere else. So also, if you want to like potentially lose weight, that might be an option. Getting a kids meal. In another budgeting insight, Ashley revealed that in her experience, the best value places to buy the kids option include Longhorn, Olive Garden, Noodles and Company, Kava, and Jason's Deli. Interesting. The discussion around the cost of groceries has reached fever pitch in recent months. The latest consumer price, yeah, already talked about the consumer price index. Let's see. Let's see some of these comments. They do not know how to shop. I agree. Or cook. I also agree. Let's see. I don't know why people are fighting me. Obviously, I'd love to spend less money in a meal. I know how to cook, and as a single person, I know how to budget, but it is more expensive to cook. It just is. I wish it wasn't. If I had a family of four, I would meal prep a lot more for money purposes, but when I get home from work, it's cheaper to order out than it is to get ingredients. Bottom line. Where are they buying their grocery food from online services? They are lying to themselves if they think eating out is cheaper. Now, here's another thing, too. Some of these individuals that are probably complaining about the cost of these ingredients are also probably buying from one of the most expensive grocery stores, which I'm just going to guess that they're probably buying. I'm going to assume this. They're probably buying from Whole Foods, which is one of the most expensive grocery stores that you could ever shop in. Now, there's obviously more expensive grocery stores even than that, but if you're buying from like Walmart or from like a Publix or even a Target, the groceries are not going to be insane. Like the food ingredients are not going to be insane compared to like getting fast food. Which, by the way, there's so many places right now with fast food where like the average like meal, if we were to get like a meal, is like $8 to $10. One is processed foods, the other is not. Big difference. If so, most are cooking wrong. I can eat breakfast at home for less than 50 cents, lunch for $2 to $3, and same for dinner, and it's healthy. Interesting. So this person says 2 eggs, a slice of toast, and coffee. Not gonna lie, that sounds pretty nice. Oatmeal is even less expensive. Oatmeal is so cheap. Like you could get like a massive pack of oatmeal for like I don't know, like $4, $5 maybe. I usually have leftovers from the dinner I cooked from scratch the night before, so it is basically free. And then dinner from $3 to $5. But I'm going to have the leftovers for lunch tomorrow. And when I make super stew, I easily get 6 to 8 dinners plus lunches from it. I freeze it in meal-sized portions so you don't have to eat it over and over. Let's see, this person says that's completely false. I can feed a family of four with a healthy dinner for under $15. You can buy garbage from fast food and not know what's in it for two for $20. People just being lazy. Beans are cheap AF. The thing is, like, beans are cheap, rice is cheap, ramen is cheap, fruit is cheap, veggies are cheap, potatoes are cheap. Like, there's so many things that are super cheap. Tortillas are super cheap. Interesting. Feel free to give your thoughts. Personally, I think they're just buying from very expensive grocery stores because they just like it better. Like, I mean, there's some grocery stores that will sell like a drink for like $20, like a smoothie or something, like absurd places. And then you can get like Walmart where you could get stuff for like $2, $3. So it all depends on where you're shopping.